94% of spreadsheets contain critical errors. What can we learn from companies that don't have major disruptions? Is it time to ban the use of work laptops for personal use? All this and more on the Catch Them Doing Something Right edition of #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. A recent study has revealed a startling fact about spreadsheets we rely on in business. 94% of them contain critical errors. The research was conducted by a number of major universities, including Central Queensland University, Swinburne University of Technology, City University of Hong Kong, as well as the Royal Victorian Eye and Ear Hospital, and was published in Frontiers of Computer Science. The errors they caught included basic errors on the construction of the spreadsheet, as well as errors introduced by users stemming from the lack of edits and controls in the spreadsheets. The study points out that these spreadsheet errors can lead to serious issues for businesses, including poor decisions, financial losses, pricing mistakes, and more. Moreover, these errors and related operational problems affect not only small businesses, but carry over to larger businesses and include critical fields like healthcare and even nuclear operations. Professor Paklok Poon, who headed the study, notes that most current research focuses on testing and fixing spreadsheets after they're created, rather than addressing issues in early development stages. But according to the study, the increased errors is attributed, at least in part, to more people creating spreadsheets without formal training in software and spreadsheet development. He says many end users lack proper software development training, leading to more errors. He also said we need to focus more on the early stages of spreadsheet development to prevent these errors. The study suggests adopting a life cycle approach to spreadsheet quality, addressing potential issues from the very beginning of development. This could help businesses reduce risks and improve the reliability of their decision-making processes. The researchers also recommend better training and tools for end users to improve spreadsheet reliability. As businesses increasingly rely on data-driven decision-making, this study serves as a wake-up call. It highlights a critical need for better quality assurance practices in spreadsheet development and use. For listeners who frequently work with spreadsheets, this might be a good time to review your own practices and consider implementing more rigorous checks in your spreadsheet creation processes. You may want to look at making tools available that make it less necessary for users to download information and manipulate it with spreadsheets. I spent a lot of time with studies that focus on where companies are failing, but we might not spend enough time asking ourselves who's doing something right and what can we learn from them. A recent study by TRG Data Centers has shed some light on which work-related services are leading the pack in terms of uptime. Dropbox emerges as the most reliable platform, with only 2 major outages last year. Even more noteworthy, Dropbox managed to resolve these issues in just 45 minutes on average. Other top performers include Asana and Airtable, each experiencing only one major crash in the last 12 months, and these outages lasted a mere 45 minutes, demonstrating quick recovery times. Now, it's important to note that the varying scales of these services matter. While Asana serves over 1.3 million users, Airtable caters to a much more modest 250,000. The differences in scale can significantly impact a platform's ability to maintain reliability. A spokesperson for TRG Data Centers highlighted this challenge. The reliability of a platform is easy to keep when there aren't many users. The game changes when a single mistake affects millions or even billions of users in minutes. The study serves as a reminder that as businesses increasingly rely on these platforms, their stability becomes even more critical. However, it's worth considering that with a global user base, not all users are equally affected by any given outage. The data could provide valuable insights into the reliability of various work platforms. A recent study by cybersecurity firm ESET has revealed a concerning trend. 90% of workers admit using their company-provided laptops for personal activities. While this might seem harmless, it poses significant cybersecurity risks, particularly in an era where hybrid and remote work have become the norm. The study highlighted that many employees engage in risky behaviors on their work devices, such as viewing adult content, gambling, accessing the dark web, and illegally streaming sports. These activities not only expose the individual to potential cyber threats, but also put sensitive company data at risk. One alarming finding is that 2/3 of respondents admitted to accessing the dark web on their work laptops with 17% doing so daily. Younger workers, especially those aged 16 to 24, were more likely to connect to unsecured public Wi-Fi and use personal USB devices, further increasing the risk of a security breach. ESET's global cybersecurity advisor, Jake Moore, emphasized the need for companies to implement stronger cybersecurity measures, particularly given the blurred lines between work and personal life in hybrid setups. Moore noted that while employees are often considered the weakest link in cybersecurity, the responsibility lies with companies to ensure that their endpoint security is robust and that their employees are educated about the risks. Despite the clear dangers, 1 in 5 workers admitted their work devices lacked any cybersecurity software, and a further 7% were unsure if their devices were adequately protected. This highlights a significant gap in both awareness and protection that companies need to address. As hybrid work continues to blur the boundaries between personal and professional use of devices, companies must ensure stricter rules or at least really great education to protect their data and their employees. And that's our show for today. You can find the show notes at our news site, technewsday.com. Thanks for listening. I'm your host, Jim Love. Have a marvelous Monday.